Welcome, everyone, to a user's guide to Grafana Cloud's, oh, right, I need this. Grafana Cloud's end-to-end IRM solution. Sarah Kaplan, I am the manager for the SLO team.
Hey, I'm Devin, one of the product directors here at Grafana.
And Devin is actually going to walk us through the IRM solution. But first, we're going to take a little time and talk about what end-to-end means. Logistics, you guys know the drill. Snap a pic, put in your questions. We'll get to some of them at the end. Okay, can I get a thumbs up if your engineers, your engineers are comfortable opening a pull request? Yeah? I should see almost every thumb up. I really hope, yeah, right? Okay, keep it up if they are just as comfortable declaring an incident. Yeah, that one's a little harder. I've grappled with that. Is this really an incident? Do I want to do this whole process for this little thing? Maybe I just push a fix and no one will know? That leads to bad things. So at Grafana, we want to enable, this is our view of end-to-end, is we want to enable your engineers to be as comfortable declaring an incident as they are opening a PR. We believe this is essential so that you continue to learn and improve your incident management processes. So how do you do this? How do you make it a routine practice? Something that everyone is comfortable doing? It's kind of hard, but very possible. It is a culture change because it goes across tooling, process, and people. You need to be intentional in the tooling you choose because you want this tooling to enable the frictionless, easy, blameless, anxiety-free processes that you have for pull requests, because then the people get bought in. So we believe this is best done with observability native IRM. So for us, that means putting your incident management processes right with your telemetry data, right next to it. You don't want your engineers to be looking at telemetry to determine if there's an incident, and then having to go somewhere else to declare it, and then come back here to investigate, and then go back here to take notes. If it's all together, it enables this life cycle of an incident. This is the sweet spot where you detect things early, you can respond quickly, all the data's there. And then with the process embedded in it, you capture all of it to then learn, prove detection, improve your response, and the cycle continues. You heard a bit of that actually from teletracking in the earlier call, right? PRs, much easier. It enables you to learn more from them and get that whole response better. However, if any part of this cycle is broken, perhaps your customers are telling you when there's a problem, or it's hard to get the right people involved, hard to find the data. Maybe you're doing your post-incident reports and making action items, but not actually doing those action items. If any of these happen, you're in a reactive state. This is where Acme finds itself. Every incident, they're diligent. They create an alert for it. They create additional metrics and logging. But that led to alert fatigue, huge number of alerts. What's actually relevant? Too much data, hard to find what they need. Same problems keep happening. So now Devin's gonna walk us through how Grafana's IRM solution helps them with all of this.
Thank you, Sarah. Okay, so I'm gonna walk you through about a 15-minute demo. It's gonna be based on a scenario where a team is owning the payment service. They're gonna set up an SLO on the payment service. They're actually going to then respond to an issue with that and learn from it. Okay, so we're starting off with the actual SLO builder, and this is in Grafana Cloud. It's our SLO product. And one of the things we've done out of the box is make it really easy to actually create the SLO with a guided UI. You can see 5 simple steps to create the SLO, and we start with defining our SLI, so service level indicator. In this example, you can see I've created the success metric, which is essentially a Prometheus query that checks to see the number of requests that returns successfully in less than 200 milliseconds over total number of requests, in this case to the payment service. I'm going to group that by cluster. That will probably give us relevant information, maybe in the context of an outage, on what cluster is affected. Just a quick shout out to and reference back to Asserts yesterday and today. Asserts also provides the ability to create SLOs. And this is a separate UI, but it's built on top of the SLO platform. This is just another example of how we're trying to bring more opinionation into Grafana Cloud. And you can see here, you're guided on both availability and latency SLOs from the Assert side. But for now, we're going to stick with our general SLO builder and build the SLI off of the Prometheus query. Next up, I am going to set up the actual SLO and corresponding error budget. I'm going to go with about a 70% target. That's pretty generous, but this SLI isn't performing that well based on historical data. So I want to give the team some room to improve that before they set a more aggressive SLO. We're also going to name and describe the SLO and add labels. And labels are going to be key. As many of you are familiar, labels are key across the Prometheus and Grafana ecosystem. They're actually going to be critical for this demo as well. We're going to use that payment label, that service name, which is payment, to flow information both from SLOs to Grafana on-call and even into the dashboards that we review to learn more from incidents. Finally, I'm going to create a set of alert rules off this SLO. It's one click, and you get a fast burn and slow burn alert condition created for you. Again, another example of how we're making it easy to get up and running with your SLO. Okay, so that essentially is going to have your SLO built for you. Let me show you what you get once you've created that. You also get a dashboard. And this pre-built dashboard is going to help you obviously understand the performance of the SLO over time, but it should work right out of the box after the creation point. So that's going to give your team the ability to see what's been happening, change the time window, and maybe even adjust that SLO at that moment. But they can go back and revisit it over time. All right, one other example that I wanted to give you, you're of course going to likely be creating static alert thresholds as well, and we're investing in Grafana alerting ease of use in many places, and one recent release was around improving the ability to leverage our notification policy without having to do some complex label matching. And the way we've achieved that is through the ability to just select a contact point in your alert rule creation, and that is actually going to build the notification policy in the background. In this case, I've selected an on-call contact point, essentially saying for this alert rule, I want to send the alert to Grafana on-call. Okay, that is a quick example of how we're helping you on that detect part of the incident lifecycle. I'm going to move over to respond. One of the key parts of respond is getting the right alert to the right person at the right time. And part of that is your on-call schedule. We offer a product called Grafana On-Call, which is part of Grafana IRM, and that allows you to manage your schedules. Here is an example of a schedule. You can see up here, we actually show where your team is based on their time zone. At a glance, you can tell their time zone, and obviously that can help in terms of making sure the on-call schedule is adhering to the fact that they might be asleep or awake. We have some other features as part of this, which is a quality score and warnings around gaps in the schedule. And another example I wanted to highlight is our request shift swap feature. So this is essentially making it really easy for someone to swap a shift with someone on their team. Maybe they have a dentist appointment coming up. You can come in here and hover over your name, request a shift swap, and that's going to invite someone on the team to actually take their shift. But it's essentially an open invite that's periodically pinging the team saying, hey, Devin needs someone to take his shift. Could you please take that shift? All right. I am going to switch over to context where we're actually responding to an alert group. I'm going to demo the mobile app. So we actually have a mobile app, if you didn't know. And this mobile app is going to allow you to understand various things, including your recent alerts that have been sent to you, active incidents. You can actually also come in and see your schedule. So this was that example schedule I just showed. So really nice. You can, at a glance, understand if you're on call, see who else is on call. But I am going to jump back into the alert groups and show you an example of triggering an incident directly from your phone. I created an issue, but it looked like it didn't fire, but we'll use this one from a few hours ago. So this is an alert group that was sent to me on actually the payment service SLO. I can look at the glance and see, okay, well, this is payment service. I know that this is a key service for my users. I think I want to declare an incident proactively to get some help from my team and coordinate and see what's happening. So quickly say, looks like there is an issue here with payment. I'm going to say, I think it's actually a major issue right now because it affects customers. I'm going to add a couple labels to help coordinate. I'm going to say customers are affected. And that we're pretty good. Okay. So I've created the incident really easily. And I'm going to switch over to desktop to finish the triage process. Live demo, no. I guess I broke the internet, or it's hardwired, actually.
Yeah, maybe go back to Wi-Fi?
It's the mobile phone demo, probably broke it. All right, we're back.
Maybe.
I don't know any jokes. Do you? There we go. I got a little laugh. Matt would be proud. All right, here we go. Okay, so this was the issue I just declared from my phone. So kind of key highlights here. The incident product, I know Teletracking did a great job of explaining some of the value there, but we automatically run a number of actions to help your team and yourself if you're running an incident. A PIR doc is created automatically. Bridge is created. We create a Slack room or an MS Teams room for the demo environment. We're using Slack. That's really helpful. That's going to be part of helping getting the incident declaration to be more routine, having some of this automation happen and have your team not have to think about, well, what doc do I create? What room do I create? It's all done for you automatically. Another thing which you didn't get to see the loading bar here, but that's fine, is SIFT. So SIFT is one of the key ways we're demonstrating that observability native IRM message. What does that really mean? Well, SIFT is an example of how we're using your telemetry data in combination with the fact that you're running an incident workflow in Grafana Cloud to combine telemetry data with the context of an incident. Better put, probably, is we run a series of checks against your data in the context of this incident, so it inherits the labels, and we'll find interesting information that may be relevant, contributing causes. So this example, we actually find anomalies in your logs. So this is super useful. Customers find the log anomaly pattern one extremely useful for the context of an incident. So you can see here we've found 4 new patterns in the logs. You obviously get information on the changes that's happening across the log patterns. We actually can help explain the log itself and potentially give a user remediation steps as well. If I glance at this, I can tell there's some issues with Postgres. It's going to give me some more explanation here, so I think that's pretty relevant. So that's SIFT. I'm probably over time. So I'm going to also assign some roles. And role assignment is a critical part of incident response. It helps with coordination. It obviously helps with setting up playbooks and guidance to your team on what to do if they have a specific role. You can customize the roles in Grafana Incident. In this case, we're just going to have a commander and an investigator. We also sync directly with your chat platforms. So we have a Slack integration and an MS Teams integration. We do things like if you write a note here in the incident timeline, that's directly translated into Slack, and or if you're using Slack, you can put that back into the timeline as Teletracking showed you just now. Okay, that's a little bit around the incident response aspect. I can also page and pull users in directly through OnCall. So Ryan actually is someone that is really familiar with the payment service and the underlying infrastructure, so I'm going to page him. I can also pull in teams. So let's pull in the app environment team as well. So Ryan and the team will get paged, and the team will be the whoever is on call via the escalation chain that is associated with the app environment team. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and resolve this issue. I think we've solved it, and move on to the learn aspect of the incident lifecycle that Sarah mentioned. So as part of resolution process and workflow, we actually provide the ability to auto-summarize what happened inside of the incident itself. So this is powered by OpenAI, and here you can see it's generated a quick summary of what it's seen in the timeline. It's pretty good. There's not a lot of data actually in the timeline right now, but I think it's done a decent job. Obviously, you could edit this as you see fit, but that's another example of how we're making it a little bit easier for your team to start following a specific process around incidents. So there we go. We've resolved the issue, and I'm going to show you a couple other examples of how we're helping you with the learn phase. So I didn't get to highlight it in the demo, but Incident also provides a task capability. You can create tasks within Incident. You can actually convert those into GitHub issues automatically, and then we show you here a central task list. So this is going to help you track and follow up on any tasks that you think are identified to prevent the incident reoccurring. We're obviously syncing with GitHub through that auto assignment piece, and then here you can also see tasks if you want to centralize in Grafana Incident. You have multiple options. Finally, we have a number of dashboards that I've shown you that we build out of the box to help you understand trends. One of these is the SLO performance dashboard. This is showing your performance across all your SLOs. Here I've actually scoped it to the payment service. We have lots of payment service SLOs because it's the demo environment, but this is going to give you a bird's eye view across all your SLOs. You can scope that to team, to service. And then finally, both our on-call product and our incident product come with a trends dashboard. This will show you trends across, in this case, the number of people that have been paged. Incident dashboard will show you trends across incidents. In this case, I can see that the payment service over the last 7 days has had about 14 alerts. It's been about 20 minutes for MTTR, and I can even go into the squad and users that have been paged around this service. So that's going to be a great starting point to start to have conversations about where your alert and on-call load is at. All right. It was a lot. It was quick, but that's the demo. Back
and it was
to
a
Sarah.
true demo because you had a problem. Okay, so yes, Devin went through a lot of stuff with us. And what I want to just highlight a few things is, in our view of this end-to-end IRM process, we're embedding as many best practices as we can to help you. You noticed he started with SLOs. Awesome. We make that easy in the cloud and easy to alert on the SLOs. This is important because it allows you to start your alerting journey, where if you have a lot of noisy alerts, hard to understand what is truly critical, you can start winnowing those down and have your alerts just based on your SLOs. Because those are keyed off of customer impacting SLIs, things you know affect customers, so it'll reduce the noise. Once you're there, well, celebrate, woo! And then you can start branching out, and you can add in predictive alerts. They'll get a little more noisy, so be careful, but that'll give you even more lead time to track issues. We saw respond best practices. Super easy to declare an incident, almost like creating a PR. You can get the right on-call people engaged. You have all the data you need right there, observability native IRM. You can have runbooks, all the best practices. We try and embed it right in there for you. And learn. Teletracking talked about this a lot with their PIR process. We try and help you gather as much of the data as you need as easily as possible. In the keynote yesterday, you saw incident rooms, automatic note taker, awesome. All of this is coming. And this helps you then learn and get that virtuous cycle going. And the insights help you look across all your incidents, across the on-call schedules. Where are there problems? Are there trends that you need to be aware of? Do you happen to have problems every time there's a configuration change? You can start to find some of these bigger things. So we help you at every stage, and our goal in this end-to-end process is to get this flywheel going, this virtuous cycle. Here's an example, in addition to teletracking, of Clearco, a fintech company out of Canada, having a few problems. One, alert fatigue, common. They also had hard-to-read alerts. It was a string of text. And they had a manual IRM process. So they moved off pager duty. On-call is now super happy, and their incident processes have greatly improved. You can read more about it on our website. So where does that leave us? It's going to be a culture change. It'll be well worth it to get this going. We believe your tooling should be as close to your data as possible. Right now, Grafana is the only observability native IRM solution out there, and that it is a continuous practice. If you want to get started, talk to your engineers, especially in the context of detect, respond, learn. They know where the problems are. This will give you an idea of where to start, and then find one team. Team willing to work with you, willing to iterate with you, give you feedback, and get that success story going.
So you've seen yesterday with the certs, incredible tool to do RCA to respond to an issue. We saw incident rooms yesterday as well, a really exciting capability that's going to reduce toil and capture more context from the incident. Today, I know we had teletracking talk about how they're using incident. We talked about the service level explanation feature. And then you saw today in the brief demo, everything from SLO creation to incident response to on-call management to even understanding your trends with multiple dashboards. So we're really excited what we've done so far, helping you respond and learn from incidents, and we think we're just getting started. So we're excited to partner with you and look forward to building more great products and features with you.
Okay.